Hello heroes and villains, welcome to Multiverse. So today we are going to take a look at the style we get in the Technomancer time capsule. And we are also going to take a look at the enhanced version of the style. And we may also try to have some fun with it. We shall see. We have a new style that's been added to DC Universe Online, the Cybernetic Sorceress style. It is a style that is supposed to be inspired by Cersei, but I have to admit, we can barely see Cersei in the style. I was a bit surprised at first because this was supposed to be a time capsule inspired by Cersei, and there's not a lot of stuff that really look like Cersei in the time capsule. Although we already had some Cersei style in the game, so that might be why. Also, I was a bit confused. This is the regular version, which is quite a bit shiny for a regular version. It almost looked like an enhanced version to me. But this is actually the enhanced version. Regular version, enhanced version, regular version, enhanced version, regular version. So the differences between both versions seems to be a little bit subtle. There seems to be a bit some different textures for some of the style, and there seems to be some sort of a smoky effect added, but we can barely see it. Sadly, sometimes when you try to be too subtle, it ends up being just that, too subtle. So again, this was supposed to be inspired by Cersei, by the evil Cersei, but the devs wanted to make a cyberpunk style, so they pretty much hijacked the Cersei time capsule and turned it into a cyberpunk time capsule. What can you do? Also, I saw some people that were not too happy because basically the face piece that you're seeing right now, it's actually the headpiece. It would have been nice to be able to use it as a face piece and then have another headpiece underneath, but not really an option. They did the same thing with the Cosmic Boy head style. The Cosmic Boy head style kind of looks like it would be a face piece, but it is actually the head style. So here we can see what the style looks like underneath. So if we remove everything except the chest piece and the pants, this is what it looks like. And if we remove the chest piece, you can see what the pants look like underneath. And the style does not support an emblem. It's sad, but what can you do? It's always a bit disappointing. Whenever they come up with a new style, you'd think that they would try to incorporate emblems into those styles, but sadly, they don't do that. And I can already hear you ask, where can we get the style? Let's take a look. It comes from a brand new Neon Technomancer time capsule. So you can see in the description, enhance the Cybernetic Sorceress and the Cybernetic Sorceress gear. The time capsule drops roughly every 20 minutes of gameplay in the game, but you have to use stabilizers to open the time capsule that drop in the game. And you can also purchase the time capsule from the marketplace. So you can see you can purchase a pack of 25 time capsule, or you can purchase the time capsule individually. If you are not a subscriber, it will cost you 100 marketplace cash per time capsule. If you are a subscriber, you get 10% off. Another option is to simply buy the style from the broker. And at this point, the style should not be that expensive. Here you can see there's someone who's asking 25 million, but he's selling 25 belts. I have to wonder who would buy 25 belts, but I guess if they're trying to sell it, someone is probably buying it sometimes. Usually you can probably tell how popular a style is. When the price of the style drops like a rock very quickly, odds are it's probably not very popular. And I have to give my usual broker warning, prices on the broker changes all the time. These are the prices on the broker right now. Tomorrow, next week, next month, I cleared it tonight. The prices could be different. So there you go. So we have a new Cersei style that looks nothing like Cersei. But let's play with it a little bit. So basically the devs mentioned in their live stream that their intent was to make a cyberpunk style. They wanted to make some sort of cyberpunk time capsule, basically. They wanted to make some sort of cyberpunk styles. So they decided to tweak the Cersei style in order to turn it into a cyberpunk style. But then someone on the forums mentioned something I thought was a good idea, is that if only we already had some characters that could be used to recreate a cyberpunk style. But surely there's no such character in the universe, of course. And then of course he posted a pretty cool picture of our friend Cyborg Superman. So you have to wonder if they really wanted to make a cyberpunk time capsule, why not make it Cyborg Superman? Already you can see some of the style kind of helps, kind of works a bit well with our friend Cyborg Superman. Normally I would use the Bionic style to recreate Cyborg Superman, but a few pieces of the Cybernetic Sorceress kind of works well enough. But until they give us an actual Cyborg Superman style, I guess this could kind of work. Or at least this could help a little bit to create our friend Cyborg Superman. So there we go. So we have a new style that's been added into the game. If you are a Cersei fan and you were waiting and waiting for the Cersei time capsule, and if you are a bit disappointed because this was pretty much a bait and switch, it was supposed to be a Cersei time capsule, and it pretty much ended up being a Cyberpunk time capsule. So if you're a bit insulted as a Cersei fan, I understand. Now, once you get the style with one of your characters, then you could use replay badges to purchase the style for your alternate characters. So you can purchase the style for 22 replay badges. So it'll cost you 22 replay badges for each pieces of the style. Here we can see what the style looks like on the female character. And it's 22 replay badges, whether you purchase the regular version or the enhanced version. It's 22 replay badges for each pieces of the style. If I was a Cersei fan, I might be a little bit angry on getting a Cybernetic style, a Cyberpunk style, as opposed to getting an actual Cersei style. Although we already have a couple of Cersei style in the game, so that might be why they decided they could give us a style that looks nothing like Cersei. So here we have the Bewitched Battlesuit, which is a Cersei style. And there's also the Ancient Divine Sorceress, that is a Cersei style. So that might be why they decided to turn the Cersei time capsule into a Cyberpunk time capsule. Maybe they thought, we already have a Cersei style, we don't need another one. Who knows. But again, if they really wanted to give us a Cyberpunk style, again, there was no reason at all to hijack the Cersei time capsule. They could have given us a Cyberpunk time capsule using the evil Cyborg Superman, or even a Cyborg, or a dozen of other cybernetic type characters that exist in the DC universe. Oh well. So if you are a Cersei fan and you're a bit, let's say, unhappy about the Cersei time capsule, I understand. So how long will we have access to the Neon Technomancer time capsule? Normally a new time capsule lasts for roughly 8 to 12 weeks. Sometimes it lasts longer than 12 weeks, sometimes much longer than 12 weeks. The Shazam time capsule lasted what seemed like forever. But as a rule of thumb, expect the time capsule to be around between 8 to 12 weeks. Like there is some time capsule, like the Joker time capsule, that were removed very quickly. But again, the Shazam time capsule lasted forever. I assume it has to do with how popular the time capsule is. If the time capsule is really popular and people keep on buying it, I assume they keep it around a bit longer. But if nobody buys the time capsule, I can understand them trying to move to another time capsule that might sell a bit better. So how long will we have the Neon Technomancer time capsule? We don't really know, but at the most, it'll probably be 12 weeks. Although once the time capsule is no longer available, you will still be able to purchase the style from the broker for a while, and in the long term, in the long run, eventually the style will be added to the Booster Gold vendor, and sadly, it will be added to the Booster Gold vendor in like 3 years. So if you want to wait for the style to be added to the Booster Gold vendor, not a problem. But you will have to play the long game, and you will have to be patient until it gets added to the Booster Gold vendor.